How do you do? It would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
We will do it live! What is up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting special episode of the one and only Wyatt's Metal Podcast. I am once again Wyatt's Metal on this fine Friday. Obviously, this is not the day that I usually stream, but I was busy Wednesday preparing to come up for visit family for the holidays and stuff. And today, as you probably see from the title, is my birthday. Yes, many thousands of years ago, the fires of Middle-earth gave birth to the savior of metal. And now I am here sitting before you rambling about nonsense. And yeah, I thought I got nothing really much going on today besides chilling, hanging out. So why not catch up with you guys, all of my friends and metal people online. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you have a good holiday season going on. Doing some metal things amidst all the Christmas madness, hopefully. Or maybe you're like me and you actually enjoy the Christmas time because you don't work in retail. But still keep up the metal while you can. I got a couple of news articles, metal news articles pulled up that we can go over. Didn't really have any specific topics in mind for this one, just hanging out. Figure we could all just chat about whatever. Totally free-forming episode here. And before I talk any longer, we got a super chat already. 2 super chats, actually. Holy shit, thank you guys. First up, Cooper is shy with a $2 super chat. Says, here's some birthday candle money. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. And am I going to pronounce this correctly? The casual noob. All right, if I could read, that would help. You and my son share a birthday. He turned 13 today. Happy birthday, my guy. Happy birthday to your son, dude. Thanks so much for that. I promise not to spend any of the birthday super chat money on nose beers. You have my word. I will avoid gas stations today. Let me get to some of the comments. First people to drop in here before we go any further. Happy birthday, Wyatt. Woody McWoodington. That's not my last name, but I'll allow it. Thank you. Busy doing shots off of hookers' blowholes. Alright, that's one way. I mean, that is how I would usually spend my Christmas break back before I grew old and lame. Back in your vitriolic days. Aw shit, I'm gonna miss it again, unfortunately, because I'm out tonight, but happy birthday, Wyatt. Thank you for making this year even better. Hope you have a great day. Thank you! That is very kind. I appreciate that. Shout out to all of you guys for not only tuning in, but enjoying the channel, enjoying my stupid jokes and what I do here, and helping change my life for the better, and talking about metal and having fun on here. It's really cool. I don't take any of it for granted at all. That's why I'm choosing to spend time here with y'all. Happy birthday, you old fuck. How does it feel to be born on the same day as the release day of the Fellowship of the Ring? That was intentional. That was basically a tribute to my birth originally. So I appreciate Peter Jackson writing that, or not writing, but taking my birth story and putting it on film. Very cool. Also, those who are familiar with the channel may know that it also would have been the birthday of my old friend Jack, the World War II veteran that I once interviewed. Have that on this channel if you go look that up. Greatest human being I've ever met in my life. It was totally insane when I was reading his book and found out that we had the same birthday, 66 years apart. So, happy birthday to him. Unfortunately, he passed last year. Yeah, respect your elders, spend time with them, appreciate people while they're here. Happy trip around the sun anniversary, dude. I did my best to not die, so here I am, continuing to rock like a hurricane. Speaking of Fellowship of the Ring, since someone brought it up earlier, my plan for not New Year's Day, but just the last 2 days up until New Year's is to rewatch the Lord of the Rings Extended Edition. But I'm gonna do it on my VR so I can do like a 100-inch fucking screen. Just start screaming in the quiet dark of my apartment during the ride of the row here. I'm just, yeah. Sharon asks, how old are you now? I am countless generations old. Yeah. Wyatt, how are you feeling about the 2 new Star Wars games coming out? I'm gonna need some more info on that. I'm not really aware of them. Isn't one of them supposed to be like a pretty big open world, sort of Knights of the Old Republic-y thing? I kind of heard about that. I don't know if I know about this other one. I did not watch the Game Awards because I don't give a fuck about awards at all, especially not the bought-out Game Awards. If it's not Red Dead Redemption 2, I don't care. But I did see the trailer for that new Tomb Raider game, or the one that's basically like a remaster and then the new one. Interestingly enough, I never played those OG Tomb Raider games as a kid, only because I just missed them. No reason to like avoid them or anything. I was just busy playing other games. So when those remasters came out recently of the first three games, I bought that on Steam as a sale because I wanted to give it a shot and try it. And then they show this brand new one with like super updated graphics. I'm like, that is right up my alley. As long as that is like a awesome, true to the source remaster, that would be perfect for me to try out now. So that's cool. Game wise, I'm good off of buying video games until GTA 6 comes out, and then even that, I can wait like a year or two after it comes out, after all the bugs are figured out and shit. My Steam backlog is huge. I still have another 5 years at least of playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I haven't even started Skyrim VR yet. Or Cyberpunk VR. Just a little bit, so I'm gonna be busy for a long time. Sophia says, yo, what's up? Happy birthday. I was just listening to Hollywood Undead. I never would have guessed. What a shocker. No, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Happy birthday, my dude. Y'all are too kind. Happy birthday, savior of metal. Now go listen to Suffocation! I have been putting together the dumbest comments of the year video. That will be coming up very soon. So keep an eye out for that. If people are new to the channel, I haven't seen those videos before. Every year, I like to gather the dumbest, most unhinged comments I've gotten and just react to them and make funny jokes about them. The rule is that they cannot be just a difference of opinion. Someone who's like, oh, my favorite metal album is, Saint Anger. That doesn't qualify for the video. It has to be people who are obnoxiously ignorant, who say retarded shit. Like one of them one year was a guy saying that Europe doesn't really support metal bands, and metal bands only come to America to make it big. Clearly I roasted the fuck out of him for that. And any ones that are just completely misspelled, unhinged, look like they were written by Nick Reiner, those all qualify for the video. But yeah, so I'll be putting that together very soon. Congrats on escaping the womb on this day a couple of decades ago. It was a epic battle of biblical proportions, but I somehow succeeded. Yeah. Alright, let me jump down to some of the newer comments to catch up with y'all. Oh, damn, I should probably read all the gaming comments before they disappear. I can't get too lost on them. WW Jack, thank you for that. I appreciate that, yeah. Send happy birthday love to my homie Jack, too. He would have no idea what that word means, but he would appreciate it. For myself, I really didn't do much today, at least so far. I went and had lunch with my grandmother. That was very nice. Now I'm here with y'all. Talking about nose beers. Fun metal things. Where we at? Happy birthday, man. I'm planning on attending Tulminator 2026. Just need to sort out finances a bit, live from instant noodles for a couple months. It will be worth it, trust me. And Slovenia has very cheap food, so you'll be able to eat better once you're there, too. Yeah, Tulminator 2026 looks like the final lineup is coming out on the 30th of this month. And the next day I'll be doing my last live stream of the year. Hey! Keep an eye out for that. Milwaukee Metal Fest has announced a couple more bands recently, too. Looking very good next year, too. I'm excited to return to Milwaukee. Happy birthday, my dude. Thank you. Are you still on track for the 70K or the Heavy Metal Beach Party? No. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be at either of them. I don't have a ticket or plan on attending either of them at the moment. Which is a bummer, because the 70K lineup is really fucking good. They obviously have Canon and Faber, they have Anthrax, a bunch of other really good shit that I would see. Um, so yeah, unfortunately I will not be on 70K. But I do think for next year, I will be at Hell's Heroes, I will be at Milwaukee Metal Fest. Um, most I'm gonna be at Tolvinator, and I'm gonna try to do Maryland Death Fest. That one's not confirmed yet, but I very much want to. It is time for me to scratch that one off my bucket list. Are there others? We'll have to see what comes up. The best festivals are one that come up last minute, and someone's like, "Hey, do you want to go to this?" I'm like, yeah, and just run off. When someone asks you how old you are, you just respond, "Yes, I am." How old are you? Yes. And just nod and move on. Will you do a worst albums of 2025 video? No, because I didn't really listen to any of the albums I would consider to be worst of. Like, now nothing really comes to mind. The only one that like I can kind of think of that I still wouldn't feel right putting on a worst of list is Arch Enemy's album, only because it's one of the few albums I listened to this year that I immediately forgot that I'd listened to it and was like, oh yeah. But even then, like I don't remember it being a complete dog shit album, so I don't know about a worst of. I didn't spend time listening to shitty albums. Actually, happy birthday. May your day be filled with joy and absorbed by the infectious enthusiasm of celebration. Making me sound out words. Remember to avoid eternal suffering as you face the impending doom of another year older. May your future be as massive killing capacity of great times, leaving only zero tolerance for unhappiness. Stay brutally deceased from all worries and have a truly devastatingly good time. I agree. Thank you. I will hopefully have many more thousands of decades to pollute this planet. Machine Head's album this year was shit. There you go. No joke, brother. We share the same birthday. Today's my 30th. Happy birthday, my guy. Happy birthday to Mudvayne Fan Forever. Shout out to you, dude. Coming here stealing my birthday. What the fuck is that? No. Like another album that I wasn't particularly a fan of, I wouldn't say I hated it, was Slaughter to Prevail's album. It was fine. It was fine. That's it. Like my worst albums of the year video would just be a couple of meh albums I happen to listen to video of the year. That would be it. Did Shit of God come out this year? That's definitely on the list. Alright. One that I would confirm would put on the list. Which, by the way, apparently Nurgle did an interview that I have pulled up saying it's actually a very deep and philosophical album. We'll see about that. Doesn't change the music being mid. Yeah, I was just catching up on comments really quick. What exact number is your age? Limitless, like the universe. It just keeps growing and expanding. Sophia says she likes the song Alex did with Ronnie Radke. I don't hate it. It's not on my repeat, but yeah, like I mostly heard albums that I thought were either good or meh. Not many that were like, this is fucking shit. But speaking of that, since we were reading about the poop stains of God, the poopy of Christy, Ellie Not So Smelly says, Wyatt turns the big 6'7" today. Alright, chat, since this has been brought up, can you guys please explain to me, like I am a retarded 4-year-old who was dropped by their parents, what the fuck 6-7 means. I literally don't have the slightest fucking faintest idea what the fuck that is. Besides seeing videos of people freaking out saying it. I have zero idea of what that actually fucking means or what the joke is. I am old, as you can tell. A rapper named Skrilla came out. It literally means nothing from two people. Nobody knows what it means, but it gets people going. Well, it sounds stupid. Only if you can explain to us why 13 is unlucky. Nope. I was trying to think of something funny, it literally came up with nothing. Literally nothing. It was started by a shitty rap song. He goes 6-7. Am I the only person who wishes that they were born a few generations early and had died already by this point? Not in like a depressing, I don't want to live anymore, but like, I wish I'd had a full life and got to this point and everyone's been like 6-7 and I'd be like, you know what? I'm good. I'm 100 now. I can clock out. Although I'm sure people have always hated trends throughout their life. Speaking of that, don't be like these young stupid kids, or be better. Where was Nurgle bitching about this? First article of this episode. Behemoth Nurgle says The Poop Stains of Christ is not a stupid album title. It's more philosophical than you think it is. That doesn't change the chorus from being cheesy and lame, but in a new interview in Australia, Behemoth frontman was asked if it gets easier or harder for him to come up with something that sounds fresh and vibrant every time he makes a new album. I was going to make a joke, but like my honest, serious answer before even reading this, I feel like every band's answer would be it becomes more difficult. Just the longer you have a career in music, that would just naturally be a little bit more difficult of a thing. But he said, obviously it's more and more demanding, more challenging, but then who are we to say that? Just take Priest or Metallica, how much of a task it is for those bands to come up with something that's going to be ... What's it going to be? I mean, Metallica's James Hetfield, he openly talks about it now. Metallica's Black Album was that, and ever since it's a struggle. Huh? And I've never been entirely... oh god, this is confusing. I've never been entirely happy with what we do, and he said that, so trust me, it's not an easy task. And just take, for instance, Judas Priest. But Judas Priest's last record is fucking amazing. The one before, Firepower, was also fucking amazing. So I look up to those bands, blah, blah, blah. The main part that I should have read originally. Nurgle says, some people get it, some people didn't get that. When I gave our latest record that title, they were like, Nurgle, you can do better than this. No, I can't do better. This is the best I can give you. Damn. This is the best I can give you, and if you don't want to look into that and just see it's not just a primitive slogan or simple or whatever, it's something way more than just provocative title. It's something way more than that, and you just need to dig into that. It's not a stupid title. It's not a stupid title. Just get the record. I literally read the lyrics on the podcast and we were laughing. It's not a stupid title. How many times does he say this? I was joking about the whining, but it's even like 3 times. It's not stupid. It's not. I'm telling you, it's not stupid. It's not a stupid album, okay? I'm telling you, it's not a stupid album. And it makes sense. You just need to make an effort as the fan to digest that. That's usually how shit is created in the first place. To process that and eventually understand that. But it's up to you. I did my work. Now it's up to you. And I know it's a challenging title, and it's a challenging record, and it's not some satanic chit-chats. There's never been It's a very challenging, very demanding album with the title that you may think, oh, there's something wrong with those dudes. They didn't come up with something complex and philosophical, and it's more philosophical than you think it is. That sounded like coke. Jesus. Shit-tanic is a good way to put it. Is this made by AI? It's just old Polish people, I guess. Repeating the same thing doesn't change it. It's a good album. It's a good album. It's not a stupid album. I'm telling you, it's not stupid. Maybe it doesn't come off that way when you actually hear him speaking in the interview, but at least in words, it came off really lame. Nuh-uh. Sweet Christ, it is stupid. People who have birthdays in December are unhinged. Thank you. I appreciate that. Can they next put out an album called The Poop Stains of Allah? That would be metal for real. It would be more challenging. I would still like a little more interesting lyrics than just that, but there was argument I saw people saying when this album came out that there is deeper philosophical meaning to it. But like Nurgle says, it doesn't change the automatic read people get from reading the title and being like, this is stupid. Nurgle added, but with the Shit of God album title, I kind of zeroed myself because I remember thinking, fucking hell, I stole this Opus Contra Natrum title from Carl Jung, but who knows who Jung is? And then I stole I Loved You at Your Darkest from the Bible. I don't know if it... Can you steal from the Bible? I don't think the Bible's copyright. It's inspired by the Bible, and I thought it's a beautiful album title. I thought that was fucking stupid too, that's just me. Yet people were bitching about it because it was a stupid title! And it was right after The Satanist too, which could have been a really cheesy, lame title if the album was that, but a lot of people, including me, thought that album was great. I don't feel personally that I Loved You at Your Darkest or The Poop of God. I don't think the music of those albums were good enough to warrant the name. But I thought there's so much depth there. I Loved You at Your Darkest. I thought there was so much depth there, like a Hallmark card. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a dick, but come on. But they're like, you can't top the Satanist. The Satanist, that kind of title is one in the world, one in a lifetime. And there's one Evangelon and one The Apostasy. I mean, trying to do that, you'll fail. You must do something completely opposite that's gonna just get people off the guard. Like, boom, poop. But they're like, what the fuck is that? And that's what the Shit of God is. So now when I zeroed myself, if you know what I'm trying to explain, I really don't, honestly. Not even trying to be a sarcastic asshole. I'm not picking up what you're trying to explain here. I thought, I don't know. Chat, am I just dumb? A lot of depth in that septic tank. It's deep. I am the shit of God. The Satanist is the bane of Behemoth's music. All subsequent albums will be judged by it. That is unfortunately true, whether they like that or not. Wyatt, you were birthed the exact place that Tyrannosaurus Rex stepped foot 66 million years ago. Probably. That was probably the birth of it. Destruction. No, you're not dumb. Even I'm lost on what Nurgle is trying to say, and I'm a fan. I was a huge fan, especially when the Satanist came out, and live they still do deliver pretty well. It's just I thought the last couple of albums were very not exciting. Where was I? I zeroed myself, if you know what I'm trying to explain. Now I can again build something way more sophisticated and complex. I just had to get that dump out just to build the dynamics. if you analyze Behemoth's album titles, The Satanist, Then I Loved You at Your Darkest, something completely different. And this was garbage. I thought. The dynamics, it goes somewhere else. And then the Latin title that I stole from Jung, and then The Shit of God, it's like you have 4 album titles that are completely different. Thank you. Okay. And that's what makes it cool. At least for me. Every one of them is different. Most albums by bands have different titles. I don't know if that's like shocking. I don't know if that's if Poland doesn't roll that way, but most bands title their albums different titles. I don't know what's so cool about this here. And I'm not doing those to make you like them. I'm doing those to fucking confuse you. That is my main goal, to confuse the fuck out of people, and I succeeded. Indeed you did, sir. I don't know what kind of a strategy that is for making brutal epic music, but I mean, you do you. Sure. Fine. That did not, like, make it feel smarter or more interesting or be like, maybe I've been too hard on Behemoth myself lately. Anybody confused? I am, but I'm apparently just not intelligent enough to get it. Could have also just titled it, Fuck You, Don't Buy This Album. You could have just misspelled things. That would have been confusing too. Rather than the poop of God. Why listen to President when I can just listen to Sleep Token? Why listen to either of those bands when you could listen to Silence? Meditation is good for you, folks. Doesn't help that many people love to glaze President. Who the fuck is glazing President? If you're glazing President, get out. You're not allowed to be here. No, if you like President's music, I'm not actually telling you to leave, but that, I can't stand the entire existence of that band because of how not authentic it actually is. What an excellent segue into the other article I have pulled up. Thank you guys for bringing that up. So we'll go into the President interview that came out recently, but yeah, I don't want to necessarily be like a Behemoth or a Nurgle hater or anything, especially because I still love The Satanist and a bunch of those earlier songs. When I see them live, it still is mostly great. I think a lot of people do disagree with my opinion here, but the song Bartzabel, I cannot fucking stand that song. And they always play it live. He always has a Pope outfit on. People seem to like it. I don't fucking know why. It sounds so fucking boring. But then there's other decent-ish stuff they'll play live. But yeah, it's just, am I not allowed to say that an album title is cringe when it's cringe? You know? But, sorry. I'm not the biggest fan of Bart Sabel. I've told him that. How did that come up? Or you're like in a meet and greet and be like, it's so good to me, I love your music except for that song. That song sucks, but everything else is good. Nah, I met Nurgle several times back in the day, and I always respected that he would be out around the fans and talking to people and would be pretty cool. I always appreciated that about him. But cringe is cringe, what can I say? Who the fuck is President? President is what everyone is now calling an industry plant. This will make for a great video that I will go into a lot more detail on later. But we're going to get into that pretty much right now. You'd be surprised. Rockfeed did a vid recently on President's comment on being industry plants, and there were a decent number of President Glazers. There's a decent amount of people who still think Dogma is now a legitimate band. There's a decent amount of people who go see As I Lay Dying live. There's a decent amount of people, fucking retards out there. It's something you just gotta deal with it. You know? There's a decent amount of fentanyl addicts around too. Doesn't mean that they're making great decisions. um, yeah, I mean, let's get into it. So, masked mystery band president addressed rumors that they're an industry plant. I don't know if, well, actually, for a lot of bands, I don't think the term industry plant is technically accurate. Like with Dogma, they're a manufactured band for sure. I wouldn't say they're an industry plant. President's more debatable on if they're a legit one or not, but so the masked band president have addressed rumors that they're an industry plant. In the music industry, an industry plant refers to an artist that appears to have grown a following and generated success organically, but actually received significant financial support from a record label or another connection that gave them access to the necessary resources that other bands might not have. That's a pretty good definition of industry plant, but I think a lot of people, when they hear of a manufactured band, think automatically that there was millions invested into this project and nothing about it is real, and like all the major studio heads of Sony were part of creating something like Dogma. And that's not true. It doesn't go that far. But an industry plant is a band that was not formed organically. Organically was put together either by managers or agents or business people and got, flood in the algorithm. They paid for bots. They paid for their ads being up everywhere. They're being automatically put on major shows before they even have a fucking song out, which happened to President. President's meteoric rise may have seemed a bit random, but their vocalist denied the group was a plant during an interview with Metal Hammer. When you blow up really quickly, it's assumed you're backed by a huge corporate machine, the singer told the magazine. People find it hard to accept that something can just explode organically. But if something's getting a lot of attention, you're gonna draw equal measures of hate as you are love. I'd rather people felt something than nothing at all. I do think President is a great band name for this band because he spoke just like a politician here. Answering like, I know what the question is, but I'm going to lead it into a different thing. Because no one was saying that they're an industry plant because we don't like their music. I don't like their music, but that's not the reason why I think they're an industry plant or a manufactured band, whichever one you want to say. I think that they're a manufactured, not real organic band that didn't just explode organically because their first show, before they had an album, I think before they had a song officially released, was the Download Festival. That does not happen. Ever. It don't happen. And people have done more research on this band too, but literally, before an album, I think before even an EP, they're announced for major tours. They're playing Download. They're getting millions of streams. The frontman admitted that it was really difficult introducing his band to the world the way they did. They made their live debut at Download Festival. There is literally nothing you can tell me that will convince me this is not a manufactured fake band when your first show was at Download Festival. Not in the parking lot that you put up like a stage made out of cardboard yourself, on one of the major stages, with people chanting the name and singing lyrics to songs that they weren't supposed to be able to have heard yet. They made their live debut at Download Festival earlier this year, and the singer asserted that if it didn't go well, it would have been a fucking disaster for his band. Yeah, that's not the point. The point is that you got that opportunity in the first fucking place. But it spurred me on to rise to the challenge. And hearing everyone shouting President, which totally happens at everyone's first show, made it all worth it. When I walked off stage, I was wiping tears off my mask. It was such an emotional moment. I'm assuming with basically nothing to back this up, but it's just a theory that I came up with. I'm assuming this is the type of man who either cries over everything or is lying to make it sound like, the PR statements that Dogma had to do. And being like, oh, we're such an emotional band, it means so much to me. By the way, the dude who's the singer for president is some, British pop star. We'll get to that. Why do people think president is an industry plant? Because they are. President started generating a lot of buzz back in February of this year after sharing a few cryptic teasers on social media. With the success of masked bands such as Sleep Token and Ghost in the last few years, President became rock's latest mystery band. It also did help that President was managed by Sleep Token's same management. It was either management or agency. Same people involved with getting Sleep Token big shows are involved with President. Because that totally happens for naturally organic bands. They were booked to play Download Festival because the singer already knew Andy Coping, and I think Andy even has something to do with the band. Maybe. Don't quote me on that part. Before even releasing a song. They were booked to play Download Festival before even releasing a fucking song. Though the performance took place after they shared their debut track, once people saw the video, they began speculating which musicians were behind the mask. Considering President basically came out of nowhere and started getting a lot of attention, people accuse him of being an industry plant. One person wrote, all the hype online is generated by bots and burners. They probably were initially, but then eventually you do gain actual real people. So it is not fair to say all of President's comments on their videos are only bots. At this point, it's generated so much buzz that a lot of them would be real. But it probably started off with a lot of bots that started getting the traction going. They are only weird, rarely active burner accounts all of a sudden becoming active just to create some post hyping President up or to launch attacks in the comments against anyone who questions whether this is an industry plant, said by some person. Blah, 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 blah. That's not all the reasons why people think this is an industry plant. Give me 1 second to see if I can find it. President singer. I also don't really know why we even talk about this product in terms of metal and rock. Because, like Sleep Token, but I think even less so from the bullshit that I heard, they barely have any metal in their music at all. It was mostly like a whining kind of R&B shit, and then maybe a breakdown here and there. What is your opinion on Stranger Things so far? I have not been watching it. I watched the first season when it came out, and then I've never watched it again. I wonder if they're the same people that are in Sleep Token. That I have no idea about. It would make sense. I could see it being like a super group of some of those people, but I don't know. But, according to Google, the President singer refers to the anonymous frontman of the masked English metalcore band President, with strong fan speculation and recent evidence pointing to Charlie Simpson from Busted/Fight Star as the vocalist. Despite the video showing some random fucking guy in the beginning. Charlie. Who is Charlie Simpson? This is apparently the vocalist for President. Can you guys see this? Oh, it's sharing. Alright, right after Wikipedia begs us for money like the dying character in The Whale. Charlie Robert Simpson is an English singer-songwriter and musician from Who Cares. He's a member of the pop-punk band Busted and post-hardcore band Fight Star. All Music has noted that Simpson is perhaps the only pop star to make a convincing transition from fresh-faced boy bander to authentic hard rock frontman. He plays a bunch of shit. He achieved 11 UK album chart top 40 releases across his musical career. But President is super organic, guys. It just happened. He had no connection to the industry with his top 40 releases. It totally, they just played in the garage, and then someone who's like, hey, do you want to play download? That's how it happened. He has sold over 5 million records worldwide, winning 2 Brit Awards, a Rock Sound Award, and being nominated for 2 Kerrang Awards. Totally organic. Came out of nowhere. Just some kids doing their best try to become a big popular band. Bro's gonna open a mega church. At least Sleep Token can say that they were organic. Not my type of music, but at least Sleep Token isn't bullshitting anyone. I think you're probably right about that. Sleep Token obviously got a lot of industry backing when they exploded, but I don't think I ever heard claims that like they were a manufactured band or industry plant necessarily. Like obviously there's a difference between a band that did start organically and then the industry was like, oh hey, let's give you fucking millions to profit off of, rather than put together that way in the first place. Metalcore has been so watered down in terms of what metal is that it's literally pop music, and even that's an understatement. A lot of the times, yeah. I don't know why people who are into core and metalcore think the way for metal to grow and expand and reach new horizons is to sound like mainstream pop crap. It's usually not anything else. Anytime there's a band who made a more like poppy sounding album, they're like, oh, this is really branching out what metal can be. No, it's not. It's just commercial mainstream garbage, just like when hair metal started. Plenty of bands actually push the boundaries of metal if that's what you want, but I don't think mainstream bands necessarily do. Anyway, grindcore forever. You don't have to worry about industry plants in grindcore. I don't think that happens. Thoughts on the band Hanabi, that one, I think the Japanese band. Honestly, I have not looked at them enough to have an opinion either way. I don't think I checked it out. So, no comment so far, but yeah, so this is the totally organic, came from the streets singer for president. Yeah. A lot of metal fests seem to be metalcore bands mostly. Largely in America, yeah, metalcore's having its moments, I guess. Or moment of becoming a lot more mainstream. Anyway. What else do we got going on? Oh yeah, Sabaton is an example. It took them 6 years to get to Sweden Rockfest. Exactly. I saw Sabaton in 2009 opening Hellfest. They didn't start at the top like headlining, playing these festivals immediately. Blood Incantation is a great example of a metal band that is pushing the limits of what we perceive as metal. I would agree with that, yeah. I think that is a good point. Not just, oh my god, it has a pop singer in it. That means that's breaking new grounds. If the band president is organic, then the U.S. Congress is perfectly representative of the general average population. 100%. If president is an honest band, then all politicians are honest. That's just how it works. Gorehound of Bastardville says, happy birthday, dude. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday shout out. Let's talk about some fun stuff. Or was there... Did I have... What else was it? Oh! Once sticking onto the president subject. Who posted that? One of the new metal news outlets shared that article. And I'm looking for it, and I'm trying to remember which one it was. Is it Metal Injection? I don't remember. I look at them less because they don't like me. Hang on, I'm searching. Entertain yourselves, group hug. Where's this motherfucking president douche? Oh, here. Okay, yeah, it was Metal Injection. They shared that same post about president, and then Tank the Tech commented saying, "But the thing is, they did not explode organically. I don't buy into the industry plant thing because dude has been in the scene for years, but there's nothing organic about any of this." Exactly. Exactly my point. But the singer said no, so of course we have to believe him. Like, some outlets are like, singer totally shoots down these rumors, and it's just him being like, no. Not metal related, but a Wizard of Oz musical show in England has taken the Glasgow Willy Wonka scandal spot. Oh, like some fake show thing. They keep doing these like fake AI events just to rip people off of money. Didn't hear about that. Organic just means containing carbon. Their masks are probably organic. Good point. Yeah, so I avoid president just on principle of someone who likes real artists and real music and bands who actually put the work in. I cannot find it in me to support that band, not the least of which because their music is ass. Feels like a lot of the controversy around President wouldn't even be a thing if they just stopped pretending that President is some underground organic band. Yeah, if he just came out and been like, yeah, I'm a pop star, but I wanted to do this, now everyone would probably be like, alright, fine. Nobody is as believable as a music industry millionaire. Famously honest people. Exactly. Metal Injection doesn't like anybody. That is the fact. That is a well-known fact. Oh. Speaking of actual fun metal, one of the festivals I will definitely be at next year, Milwaukee Metal Fest, has announced some more bands in their already killer lineup for next year. Wait for it. I'm trying. Pause for dramatic effect, people. Milwaukee Metal Fest. A great festival that I hype up a lot on this channel. Headliners, it seems to be, are Acid Bath, Killswitch Engage, and Ministry. We got Obituary, Power Trip, Agalosh, After the Burial, Nails, All Shall Perish, Iron Reagan, Havoc, Nunslaughter, Hyrax, Integrity, Prong, Internal Bleeding, Yuda, Dead Guy, Master, Weekend Nachos, Morto Scold, Polka Dot Cadaver, Sworn Enemy, Belushi Speedball, awesome band. Insight, Cast. Almost all of these bands I like. Pretty much all of this is killer as fuck. Casket Robbery, Dusk, Jeffrey Nothing, Brick by Brick, Dead by Wednesday, Human Artifacts, Thanatonic Desire, Eyes of the Living, Misery, Striking 13, Trip to the Morgue, holy shit. They're from, like, my area. Dark Horse Prophet, Thernaughty. No Dark Insanity, but I mean, I guess it's alright. It's still okay. But they also just announced Pallbearer, and suicidal tendencies. Because after someone has suicidal tendencies, they usually need a pallbearer. That was bad. Good as fuck lineup, I think. I am stoked. Do they sell cheese at the festival? Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Fool this man!
Hell yeah. Metal Injection is the metal equivalent of Rolling Stone. It is kind of that bad, especially when they do their articles that they pretend are a metal thing, but then they just go off on political shit. All of it being retarded, usually. Wyatt, where are you at VRO? I don't know what VRO means. Happy birthday, by the way. I have been kidnapped. I am held in a secret location. Terrorists are trying to force me to finish their Mechagodzilla. They've been listening to me talk about my plans for the Canadian Kaiju campaign. But don't worry, I will not be in here long. Anyway, Milwaukee Metal Fest gonna be awesome. Very stoked for Killswitch Engage. I'll be honest, I'm not really a fan of Killswitch Engage. I'm not a hater of them, but I personally won't watch them at the festival, but that is fine. I will be watching other bands or hanging out having a good time. And I'm not even like hating on them, but yeah. VRO is like bro, but for a very specific cat named Mimi? What the fuck? I definitely didn't get that one then. And Axe to Grind with 199 super chat. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Says you should focus on starting a family. It's metal. Rocket will not allow it. Anytime I try to bring someone over nice, he just starts scratching at them and getting angry. So, try my best here. He's very stubborn and demands attention. Ever been to Pizza Shuttle in Milwaukee on the east side? It's fucking amazing. Happy birthday, dude. Thank you for that. No, I don't think I have been there. I've pretty much only been to places that are right in that area of where the rave is. Which is a great spot, by the way. I really love Milwaukee Metal Fest, and the whole location setup is really good. Get rid of the cat. That will literally never happen ever. I would die for that cat. Metalheads be acting scary and dark, but lose all that once they see a cat. Oh, yeah. One year at Psycho Las Vegas, we were walking through the hotel lobby, and me and my friends all in our denim vests, looking all cool and metal and everything. Some woman walked in with these two very cute dogs, and I turn around and look, and my friends have stopped, and they're like petting them. They're like, oh my god. Like, no metalhead could get through any festival if an animal pops up. You ever been to Kenosha? It's like 30 minutes south, very good town, right by Lake Michigan. I'm going to college there. No, I have not ever been there. I would check it out. I'm definitely trying to broaden my horizons and escape the traffic of California. God damn it. I went to a show the other day for my own little birthday celebration. It was not a metal show. It was Adam Ray as Dr. Phil, which was pretty fun. But man, it's been a minute since I've really gone out at night and done stuff like that. And I hated sitting in traffic. I'm so tired of, it's not just LA, largely LA, but all of California. You want to go do literally anything. Anything. You have to sit in an hour of traffic. It's fucking stupid. Tired of it. I saw it today. Thankfully I was gone. But in San Diego, they closed one of the freeways for 8 hours because some fucking piece of shit was threatening to jump off the bridge. So the cops let thousands of people be stranded in their cars for 8 hours because of one fucking psychotic piece of shit they should have just pushed off the bridge in the first place. Look, if you're stuck in traffic for 8 hours, you do not care about that motherfucker standing on top of the bridge. Fuck him. That was some bullshit. I would have been so pissed off if I was in that. Why can't they handle... Seriously, if some nut is standing over a bridge, blocking traffic because they're threatening to kill themselves, why can't you shoot them with a trank and hopefully they land on that big inflatable thing? I have honestly... This is a weird rant to go on. I have honestly wondered, and I would like a real, not joking, sarcastic answer, why police don't use tranquilizers. I would understand the argument of you don't know what they're going to do to a person, but like, you know what bullets are going to do to a person, so isn't it a better chance to try? I don't know. I'm not saying I should be the chief of police. I'm just saying try tranking motherfuckers to see if it helps things out. Happy birthday from Australia, mate. Long-time watcher. You're a cunny fun. Keep up the top work. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll take the term cunny fun. It's very YouTube appropriate. Seriously though, why are you still in California? Everything sucks there. Honestly, it's just because I still have so much connection here. I've always lived in California, either Northern or Southern California. I know for a fact that I have grown past it at this point. I would like to move on to other horizons. It's just money, getting it all set up and figured out. Really, I know that I'm kind of just making excuses, and if I decided I wanted to leave literally right this second, I more or less could. But also, you want to leave with some type of game plan. I'm not trying to just... I do not like California and how it's run and how things are here. But my specific personal situation is still pretty good. I'm not constantly sitting in misery every day. So I don't want to take the risk of jumping out of California and ending up in a shittier position personally just because I wanted to get away from, you know, the laws and the stupid insanity here. That doesn't mean I don't want to escape. I definitely do. But it's just getting everything, mostly money, financially together to have a good plan for leaving too. I also am not 100% set on where exactly I'd want to go yet. I'm definitely going to check out Austin and Houston and places in Texas, but it's not a definite yes for sure I want to go there. I'm still basically trying to kind of figure that out. Somewhere definitely with less traffic. I need less people, more trees. Is definitely what I want. What I want is Slovenia. I would just move to Tolman, but I also need to either really sit down and figure out how to make that an actual possibility or marry a hot Slovenian chick. So whichever one comes up first. Gerberty says, I'm too young to escape. Illinois sucks. I can imagine it's probably a bit boring there. Austin, I've heard, is awesome. I've also heard that, but it is also where everyone from California is escaping to. So I would definitely lie to people and tell them I'm from Arizona if I leave. But it's also just, yeah, I want to see, how, you know, just because a lot of people like it doesn't mean I personally will. Austin is largely really big right now for its comedy scene since Joe Rogan moved there and Kill Tony's there and everything. So, like, comedy is huge in Austin. And I love comedy, but I'm not personally trying to be a comedian. So it would have to see if it's the right call for someone who's not going there for that to have it work out, you know? But I'm open to it. I honestly really genuinely wanted to do van life for a while. And then I found Rocket, and I don't think you would like it that much. Alright, back to comments about how come the Popo can't just trank motherfuckers. Very metal topics we're talking about today on this. Where'd it go? Catching up. To be honest, probably something about police brutality. Is it not more brutal to shoot someone than to trank someone? If they die of a trank, at least it's an accident. You know? It could be worse if you live in China. Have you seen how bad traffic is there? Yeah, but they in general have better infrastructure in a lot of their cities. I mean, there's some shit areas, but a friend of mine recently moved from Reno to Singapore. And man, if you think America or the West is first world, it is not. You are wrong. It is the well established Asian countries like Singapore, like parts of Japan, places like that. Holy shit. You realize how intentionally backwards a lot of the West is in many ways. The time to inflate the inflate thingy could be wrong, but I think also to safely trank someone, you need the correct body mass and height. Yeah, but you can take a guess. As I learn about California traffic is never honk at someone in front of you because you never know if they carry a gun in their car. Yeah! Fucking retarded 21, 22-year-old recently shot an 11-year-old because he got mad. Someone cut him off in traffic. I think that was California. That was fucked up. I hope they boil that guy alive. Yeah, the thing is that not only is California traffic bad, the drivers are, one, bad at driving, and two, don't care about the rules of the road. So they'll intentionally do some dumb fuck shit that screws everyone over. Tranquilizers are dangerous since you don't know what the body who is shot at will react to it, but normal guns are also kind of stupid, see? Honestly, cops should be trained to hit the least lethal parts. I hear arguments from, like, actual cops and people saying that, like, it's not quite so easy to just, aim for a non-lethal part of the body when someone's being all crazy and manic and you're in the moment. I understand that. I do think there are times where they could try a little bit harder, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I used to watch a lot of body cam cop videos a lot. I've kind of slowed down on it, and you learn a lot of interesting things about people and how policing goes. But yeah, my thought on that is just I understand a human might not react well to a trank, but shooting them is definitely probably a lot more lethal, and they don't hesitate to do that. And I don't have a problem with people getting shot when they deserve it. But the one that I really don't understand is police sending dogs to violent people. I get if it's someone just running from like a drug arrest or something, but whenever I hear like, oh, a suspect shot or stabbed a police dog and the cops lit him up, I'm like, well, yeah, why did you send a dog at someone with a knife or a gun? That sounds stupid. I don't understand that. Anyway, very metal talks here. People getting shot is metal. There's metal involved, so hey. Rubber bullets. They do use those. They don't always work. Tasers exist. Tasers also fucking suck. Pretty much any cop will tell you tasers barely do anything. You're like lucky if it actually does stun someone. Maybe they need better tasers. Surprisingly, a lot of police departments don't allow the use of pepper spray. Damn. That shooting of the 11-year-old was in Vegas. My bad. It sounds like something somebody in California would do, but Vegas also checks out for something so stupid. I want to move somewhere where it's cold and isolated, like a village in Sweden. I don't like big cities, so I'm avoiding Stockholm and stuff. That's the thing, yeah, like, I want to live somewhere secluded. I want to live in a cabin in the forest with no one around, but like a 20-30 minute drive away is a place that has concerts and stuff to do. Or have a very fast car. One of those, but yeah. Any takes on the Nick Nocturnal Awards? Honestly, nope. Not for positive or negative. I don't care about professional, like, Hollywood award shows, so I'm not going to care about a streamer's award show, even if it is, a metal dude. I mean, I looked over the nominees, saw I wasn't on there. Also, pretty much no bands I liked were on any of them, so whatever. Maybe the hot Slovenian chick is in your Christmas stocking. Yes, please. That sounds uncomfortable for her. And Axe the Grind is trying to start a fight here, saying you don't throw away your life for a goddamn cat. I will throw away anyone's life for my cat. I will throw away all of your lives for Rocket to have one more day. Don't make no mistake, John Wick ain't got nothing on me. Wyatt, what's the worst metal album in your humble opinion? It can also be an album by a metal band that isn't strictly metal like Metallica's Lulu. I think you might have answered your fucking question right there. Worst metal album of all time? Dark Insanity's EP, Rabid Psychosis. Fuck, I mean, I think I said before in a video when somebody asked, one that comes to mind is Willow Smith's album, because fuck the Smith family entirely. And her bullshit of like, oh, it's only old white men into metal, so hopefully they'll be accepting of us. I'm like, bitch, you've been rich since before you were conceived. Shut the fuck up. That one, maybe William Shatner's metal album. That was probably better than the last one, though. Korn's dubstep album, someone just commented, man, I remember not hating every song on it. I know I'm a massive poser now and everyone's going to unsubscribe. I'm not saying it was a good album. I'm saying I didn't hate it, as I didn't hate every single song on it, but I definitely wasn't a fucking fan of dubstep. Thank God that died, right? We're still feeling it in Oz after Bondi. Horrific. Gun buyback is being hurriedly organized. Oh, yeah, dude, I saw the close-up videos of that whole thing happening. It's so fucked up. Yeah. Nothing real funny to say about that other than that was bullshit. Anyway. They did the same here after Christchurch, mate. It's all bullshit. They always will get the guns or any other weapon to kill us. Yeah, I mean, I know Australia's always had strict gun laws. Didn't those shooters have legal permits for all those guns that they used? I don't know. I personally don't think most gun laws are a good idea. I also, holy shit, dude, can we give a shout out to not only the one guy, but the one guy who disarmed one of the shooters and got shot himself, but was a goddamn fucking champion who had apparently never even tried using a gun before. Shout out to him, and shout out to, unfortunately, I think it was an older couple that tried to wrestle a gun away from one of them, and unfortunately both of them got killed. But I still want to give shout out to them for fucking even trying. I heard a couple of people, Australians that were there when I was watching news reports on it, of people who heard the shots. Australians are not used to gunfire, and a lot of them instinctively ran toward it to try to help. Not as a dumb, like, oh, I wonder what that is, like a turkey, but like, I saw one guy, his instinct was to just bolt over there and like duck behind cars to try to find a way to help. That's what you want to see in people, honestly, right? Like, obviously, is the horrific chance of being killed over it, but yeah, true heroes is all you can say to those people. I like my political beliefs are all over the place. Where whenever I have my own country, when I crown myself emperor, just like Napoleon did, I think people who do that type of thing should basically never have to worry about anything financially for the rest of their lives. If you risk your life to save other people and survive, I think, like, you don't have to pay rent anymore. You're good. Like, you don't have to pay taxes. Like, I'm not saying make them a billionaire, but, like, I don't think someone who does something like that should ever have to worry about financial stress again. Same for veterans who do that type of shit. That's just the kind of guy I am. Tax-free life, that's what I'm saying, yeah. I just feel it's the least a society that pretends to care about people could do. And now let me go all into my like super right-wing beliefs to piss everyone off who's about to say, "Oh my God, you're a woke communist." That could be a problem since some can fake it just for profit. Yeah. God, you imagine people start like staging attacks just so they could be the rescuer, pulling fucking Jesse Smollett type of shit? That would be terrible. Ugh. I always like to give the statement whenever I do give some political, personal opinion of mine. Like, I'm not saying I know exactly how all of these will work easily. I'm saying what I would like to work. It could definitely be wrong. Now you're just a centrist. I just think for myself and don't care who I agree with at the moment. South Korea noises. Will you make your own country? Yes. See, the problem with most leaders and dictators and kings and stuff is that they try to take over other countries, and that's when the problem happens. I'm just gonna buy some island and just decide it's a country now. What are you gonna do? It happened perfectly legally. You're American. Almost everything you already said is considered very right-wing over here. Oh yeah, I'm aware of that, depending on which country you're speaking from. One of my favorite highlights that happened this last year, I don't remember what video it was on, but it was in the same video. I got 3 different comments from 3 different people. One said that I was obviously a leftist, one said that I was obviously a centrist, and one said that I was a MAGA Nazi. All on the same video, like back to back, and I thought that was really funny. I want to frame that and like hang it up on my wall. Common sense laws. I hate politics no matter left or right. My politics are rock and roll metal. Have fun and don't take shit from others. Simple as that. I would agree with that, yeah. A lot of people tend to think that I'm on the right because I'll make fun of the left, but there's a lot that I will not agree with on the right and make fun of them when they do stupid shit. I make fun of retards, no matter what color hair or color hat they happen to have. I have a dream that blue hairs and red hats will shut the fuck up. Do you think that both capitalism and communism are bad? Welcome to Wyatt's Metal Podcast, talking about awesome metal stuff. Do I think communism is bad? Yes, it's been proven to be bad every single time it's ever been attempted. It's only looks nice on paper, never plays out because of how humans actually act. I think capitalism is the better option, but it can certainly be exploited and used in horrible ways. I wouldn't describe myself as a capitalist, but I also wouldn't say that I despise it in general. I despise more, I heard someone put it this way, corporatism more than capitalism. Obviously, those can get blended together and do a lot. The kind of capitalism we see in America, I think, is a lot more based on corporatism. But if I was forced at gunpoint to only pick one of the two, I would pick capitalism. But do I think it's the best system for people? Not really. I don't really know what I think the best system is. I like taking ideas from a bunch of different systems that work and using those ones. There's things that I think far left countries do well that are successful. There's things that I think more right-wing or even like imperialist countries do that I think are more successful. And I don't give a shit what title they have. I care about if things work, you know? But I do like someone commented, not on here, but I saw someone say before that capitalism is one of the only systems that allows its haters to get rich. You're like... And a lot of the time, when you see people promoting communism or socialism, they're doing it through capitalism. They're always selling their books, you know? They're always going to Starbucks, using iPhones, doing all of that, so... That's what I'm saying. But regionalism should be a thing. That's an interesting term. I don't hate that. I like the idea of people from radically different political ideologies being brought together to discuss ideas. Like, I don't know how exactly to describe this type of system or whatever, but I do think there should be basically one person who decides everything, but they should have like a cabinet or a team or whatever of people from very different opinions. I will take a cabinet that's fucking, I don't know, Tucker Carlson and Bernie Sanders and the fucking socialist from New York and Don Jr. and the Prime Minister for Japan and all of them. We don't have to do any of their ideas, but I would like to hear them all and sort through what will work where and what doesn't. That's the thing, is just being so devout to one party or label or the other. You know, I don't give a fuck what it's called. I care what works and works well for people. Yeah. I will say that how do you describe it? I'm definitely I'm not one of these people who's like, America is so evil in every way, burn it down, blah, 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 blah. But I definitely notice the things about it that are corrupt in the system and need to be overhauled entirely. Am I a fan of the American version of democracy, which is not really democracy? No. Because it's all fake and retarded anyway. One more hell of a political statement to drop, I guess, since we're on this topic. I wouldn't say that no one should be allowed to vote, but I think that people should have to pass, like, a political knowledge exam and get a license to be able to vote. That won't mean that, like, are you a Republican, are you a Democrat, blah, 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 blah. What it means, it will say, like, do you understand what this bill actually does? And do you support that? Or you can support it or not, that's fine. But I don't want anyone to be allowed to vote who will just be like, I'm only voting all Democrat, I'm only voting all Republican. This one sounds nice, I have no idea what it means when we vote. No! Why should you have a say? People who understand what it is should be able to have a say. Of all different backgrounds. I understand how that might not work in America, but when I start my own country, you have to apply for a license to drive, you have to apply for a license to vote. That's what I'm saying. This is the podcast that's going to get me canceled. Happy birthday, fellow tax dodgers. Because America isn't a democracy. Yeah, it's corporatized bullshit parading as democracy. You have to save democracy by voting for the candidate that wasn't elected. Retard-proof democracy, that's it. I need retard-proof democracy. I'm literally making this term up as I'm saying it. I'm gonna have imperial democracy. That's how I'll describe it. But when it really comes down to it, like, there's a lot of social things that I would say I'm far left on. Like, I think healthcare should be free for all citizens. I'm not saying we should do the Canadian way of doing it, or that America is even capable of making that work, but I just think in my, like, ideal dream society, I think healthcare should be free for all citizens. I think even college should be free for all citizens, at least to a point. But when it comes to, like, criminal punishment, I'm very super right-wing on a lot of those. Definitely bringing back public executions for lots of things. Think things that are treated as minor crimes now should be either life sentences or death sentences. So, you really can't pin me down in one factor or another. It depends on what we're talking about, on what side of the aisle I'm on. America is a republic for landowners and business owners, just like you said anyway. Yeah. Healthcare is an economic issue, not social. Yeah. Like, I always have to clarify that and be like, I believe that healthcare should be free for citizens. That does not mean that I think it's even possible to do in America currently and have it work or anything. But if I could wave my magic wand, that's what I would do. There needs to be a political party for misanthropes. It's called Antifa. basically. Wyatt's political game is stuck in 2010. It very much is not, dude. I have evolved so much since then. I still have some core thoughts of, some of my morals back then are still the same, but how I think they would actually work or apply or think, no, definitely not stuck in then. Wyatt is emperor, we were building the guillotine. That's fair. That's fair. That's the best part about having an emperor or a king. You only have to take out one person. You don't have an entire fucking place that you need to handle, you know? Revolutions were a lot easier back in the day. Did you listen to new Megadeth songs since we're talking about politics? I actually did not, no. I've never been a big Megadeth fan. I did listen to I think the first one they did that was more punky, and I thought it was pretty good, actually. I'm not a fan of Dave's voice. I'm sorry. Healthcare. Megadeth. See why I mixed them up? They're basically the same thing. Megadeth's always had very talented musicians, but Dave's voice just I can't get past it. Is the Godzilla built and ready? There may be a special sneak peek of the operations on Godzilla at the next live stream for the end of the year. Maybe. Alright, let's get to more metal subjects here in a bit. But healthcare turned from solely an economic issue to a social issue when the insurance industry decided to screw people over and the politicians decided to not do shit about it. Yeah, it's kind of both. Like, the powers that be don't want to do that because of greed factors, like you're saying. But it would still be such an extremely complex thing to do if we were to decide, like, hey, right now in America, we're going to do free healthcare. It would be very difficult. But I think it should happen. I think people should be allowed to buy guns and drink beer and be gay and smoke weed and live wherever they want and blow shit up in their backyard and do whatever they want. And practice what religion they want in peace as long as they don't infringe on others. Talking about my empire that will come about, my views on religion are the same as Genghis Khan. You can do whatever you want as long as you obey the empire and don't fuck over others. That's how I think it should work. Feudal Japan did it really well too. The more I think about it, I guess I'm kind of an anarchist. People should be allowed to live the way they want to. Yeah, but then you get into how are systems that help people going to work in that type of society. But like I said, I would always have like a cabinet of people who are very differing politically and figure shit out. I was a nurse for 40 years. When Obamacare came in, that's when healthcare went to shit. Really? I honestly can't comment. I have no idea. I was too young to be aware of how much of an influence that played or not. Antifa is the political party for Down syndrome. That's offensive to Down syndrome. Just because it's the political party for retards does not mean it's for people with Down syndrome. Those are two completely different things. I show respect to people with Down syndrome, not to retards. Different metal comment. Hey bro, I'm planning to go to Tulminator this upcoming year. It's always been my dream to go to the metal days before and finally have money. Got that. Any chance I will see you there? Yep. I'll be there. For sure. Either by myself or with my band, I will be at Tulminator. So I'll definitely see you there. Let's get to some very controversial takes now. We are getting canceled for my birthday. Should trans black women have AR-15s? I don't think anyone who is insane should have weapons. I don't care if they're trans or not. I do know of a particular trans person, Blair White, who has a shit ton of guns. I have no worry about him, her, them shooting up anything. But there's an issue of Do I think mentally insane people should have guns? Fucking no. Can trans people be insane? Absolutely. Can non-trans people be insane? Absolutely. I lived in an apartment once where some fucking piece of shit was running around the hallways with an AR-15 one time. Didn't fire anything, just freaked everyone out, and the police surrounded our building. They were shining lights in my window, I remember. And when it was all over, the police did not tell us a goddamn thing. We kept thinking someone would come up and be like, hey, just so you know, it's all over, it's safe now. Nope. Just woke up the next morning. Apparently there's not a fat psychopath Nick Reiner running through the hallways at the moment anymore. He's a white dude, though. Isn't Blair kind of like in between, you know, like Filipino? I might be wrong. I'm not gonna die on that hill. Don't go the Canadian way. We all should do the Norway way. Yeah. Maybe. Norway seems to have good healthcare, bad prisons. See, I would be Norway with healthcare. I would be El Salvador with prisons. That's where I stand politically. Your arms are guns, Wyatt. Don't tell Gavin Newsom that. I'm gonna get arrested. Wyatt, it's 11 a.m. for me. Gotta go to sleep. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night's rest. Anyway, the issue with reforming a system is that the spirit of the old system will still remain. One of the reasons Soviet was fucked was the culture of the old Tsar system. I mean, yeah, that's just a hard thing to ingrain out of people of their, long-time political culture. Anyway, let's move on to other subjects, shall we? But it's fun to talk about all that stuff. I'm not one who thinks, oh, you should only talk about the hot popular metal album of the week, and you should never talk about anything controversial in metal, because, wah, I like loud noises, but not thinking. Where's your awesome feisty cat today? What's her name? Oh, the cat's name is Rocket. Yeah, famous cat now. At home, I'm away for my birthday and Christmas break with family. But he is home probably having parties that would make Charlie Sheen jealous. The other day, I went back for the first time since I rescued my cat, Rocket. I went back to the auto shop that I saved him from, and I was talking to the mechanics there, and they thought it was hilarious. And I was like, yeah, I kept the cat, and he's kind of famous now. He has fans. Metal subject. Why guitars cost so much when they could be easily and cheaply made with good quality? I have zero comment on that. I'm not a guitarist. I have no clue. When you name your country/empire, just FYI, San Inferno is already taken. I'm good, I'll pass. Alright, where are we at here? Linda Carter or Gal Gadot? What's the topic? For a lovely night out? Gal Gadot. For someone who can act? Linda Carter. It depends what we're talking about here. If you're planning on moving across the pond, you should talk to Tank the Tech. Yeah, I saw he just posted. He got confirmed to be German. Und ja. Well, what's the name of your empire? I don't know. We'll think of that later. I care more about how it will work rather than what the name should be. Should 80s rock stars be punished for underage relations? That's an interesting question. That's a fun topic to bring up since all of them are very open about it. What a weird subject. Because there's kind of that iffy thing of... Was the age limit different in like the 80s? Was it? Because there were songs talking about 16, 17. Was it 18 plus legally in the 80s or was it 16? Did it change? I honestly don't know. A lot of those songs are kind of uncomfortable to go back and listen to, huh? think it's so romantic. She's only 17. And then later on, you're like, that guy should go to jail. It kind of depends on what they did. And, I mean, you would jail, every single artist if you want to go by standards of today, but it depends what they did. Didn't Red Hot Chili Peppers guy admit to hooking up with a 14-year-old in his book? See, like, that should probably be talked about. That sounds a little creepy, a little Epstein-y. By the way, today, this live stream is a distraction from the Epstein files. You're welcome. I thought it'd be a funny prank for my birthday to delay them even longer. Wyatt, why is your favorite Star Wars The Last Jedi?
Boo this man!
I'm doing it again. Fuck you for that question.
Boo this man!
Don't even play with me like that. This is a serious time. We're talking about real important subjects. Don't you fucking bring up that shit. Why are you trying to give me trauma on my birthday? Give me Ryan Johnson flashbacks. What are we talking about? Age depended on the state you were in. Chuck Berry was a big fan of that. Ew. What movie is that clip from? That is from Half Baked. It's funny that some people know that from the channel and not from the movie. Classic Dave Chappelle movie. Check that one out. If you haven't seen it, it's great. Back when comedies were good. Wyatt's New Country should bring on Tom Morello, David Draymond, and Ronnie Radke as party leaders. Not party leaders, but they can be there for the meetings and give ideas. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I wouldn't have to be like, oh, we have to listen to either David Draymond or Tom Morello because of the status they have. You know, we have to do something they say. But I can hear their ideas and I can discuss it. I think that's totally fine. I disagree with both of them. Out of the three of those, I'm going to agree with the most with Ronnie Radke on topics rather than the two other ones. But I would like to hear their ideas. I like talking to people who I agree with half of the time. That's when you get the best conversations. I only know that clip because of your channel. Yeah, Half Baked, great, stupid stoner movie. What the fuck are we even talking about now? We've gone to so many different subjects today. What did I want to get to? We got some tours announced. We got a Metal and Beer Fest announced. Got a lot of tours announced, actually. Oh, we didn't talk about fucking Rob Reiner. We've kind of loosely into metal just because of him making Spinal Tap, but that does not stop all of the media news outlets from earning their clickbait titles. Yeah, if I had to give any advice to struggling people out there, it would be don't kill your parents. It tends to not usually work out. No matter what you got going on, tends to not be a good idea. Jesus Christ, just fucking people here. Happy birthday, Wyatt's Metal from Brazil. Thank you. Hell yeah, that's cool. Just stopping by. Nerdy Goth is just stopping by to say happy birthday. Thank you. Hell yeah. I appreciate you all. Thank you for taking some time to hang out with me here. It's a good birthday gift to talk to the people who help make the channel and the reason why I do all this for you. And you keep it entertaining. That's what I appreciate. The channel being more kind of like a social thing. Except for stupid comments, but those are coming. Have you heard Ashen from Perth, Western Australia? Sick Black and Death, the new album Slays. I have not, but Black and Death metal is my type of bag, baby. So I would check that out. That sounds cool. So what you're saying is that murder is bad. Bad take to the FBI, CIA. This is a joke. Yeah. In case people don't know, murder's bad. Doing meth when you have mental issues is bad. Yeah, how fucked up was that shit? Rob Reiner, director of This is Spinal Tap and a bunch of other really famous movies. Recently infamous for his political posts on the internet, to be honest. Was brutally butchered along with his wife, seemingly in their bed, by their son, who looked like Norman Bates had a lobotomy. It was crazy. Oh, I already pulled that up. Murder's bad. That was, yeah, what else is there to say besides that was fucked up? Fuck that kid. Don't be insane. Eddie Van Halen said when he first saw Spinal Tap, it wasn't funny to him because it was like his everyday life. That's what people were saying. I think Dee Snider said a similar thing too. $4.99 super chat from an Axe to Grind says, if crime was metal, what race would be the most metal? Let's leave that up to the audience stage. That doesn't really work. Because black metalers really don't commit that much crime. Not anymore. Unless it's nose beers. Which a lot of them do, fucking, to be honest, but... I get the joke, I just don't feel like it works if I really want to sit down and be analytical with it. You know what, here's the clip I have to say for Axe to Grind.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it! You won't.
Wyatt, have you been listening to Balkan metal? I don't think so. Not really. I listen to good bands here and there, whatever. Happy birthday, bud. Hope you had a badass day. Thank you. It's been pretty chill and pretty cool. The screen keeps pausing. Maybe it's a... I know. Can you still hear me? Is everything fine? I don't know, maybe internet here's being fucking stupid. Let me play a clip of Gun Drummer while we wait to see if it unfucks itself. Alright, now it should be working fine. Shout out to Gun Drummer, that dude is so awesome. What do you think of Death the Band? The original old school Chuck Schuldiner one? I appreciate how influential and talented they were. They honestly were not a band that I ever really listened to on my own. I liked the album Leprosy. I used to play that one a bit, but I appreciate their influence. I never really take time to sit around listening to them, though. That's just me. No hate for them at all. I saw Death to All at Milwaukee, and that was fucking awesome. They were very good. What do you think of Death? I think it's great. It's fun. It gives you something to look forward to, you know? Everyone likes sleeping. Everyone loves that feeling when you're out somewhere and you're like, ah, I can go home now. Isn't Death the ultimate version of that? One stupid rant I was going to go on when I was driving up here was I drove by a hearse. It was a lame-ass looking hearse, too. It was one of the newer ones. Not a cool, badass one. But I was just thinking about one thing that I've always thought was kind of weird and just didn't understand was cremation. I just don't personally understand why you would want someone you love's burnt ashes in your home. Like, whenever someone goes, "Oh, there's my mom on the shelf," I'm like, "That's horrifying. What the fuck?" Uh, don't burn me. I've always thought that when I die, I want to be buried either without a casket or with a biodegradable one, so worms can eat me and I can be recycled. If you get cremated and someone spreads your ashes, you're just littering. You're not helping anything. You get a fine for that. Burying an actual body is natural. You'll feed other beings. Don't be so fucking selfish. You know what I'm saying? Kind of joking, kind of not. But anyway, what the hell are we talking about now? Yeah, be like Cambodia, just keep the family body in the house. Yeah! That's why they were called living rooms. Because you'd put the body in there and be like, hey, it's like they're alive. Death room just sounds disappointing. Cremation is what literally makes your blood boil. I mean, a pot will do that too, but... I'm a gravedigger, really? Damn. I'm a gravedigger that's metal as fuck, and it's because cremation is cheaper and people grieve differently. People have problems letting go, you know? Oh yeah, I mean, obviously I understand that. I'm just saying, if you take the emotional aspect out of it, it just seems creepy to me. I don't want to have any of my relatives' ashes, I'm sorry. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It means it creeps me out. Where are we at? What are we doing here? Possessed was the first death metal band with 7 churches. Fight me. I won't fight you because you're correct. That's true. Obviously, it doesn't sound like what you would picture as death metal, but that was basically the first death metal album that it all came from. You are correct, sir. Your opinion on cats is very wrong, but your opinion on death metal is accurate. Wyatt, have you heard of Satan Panonsky? The Croatian Gigi Allen? No. That sounds disturbing, though. We don't need another Gigi Allen. That's a thing that happened. I have some other articles to talk out, some other news subjects bring up. Mainly... Oh, speaking of fucking insane people, let's get to this one. Speaking of someone's very Gigi Allen-esque, anyone hear of the band Cancer Christ? Band that I had been hearing a lot about. Get the fuck out of here. I know his computer sucks. A band that I'd been hearing a lot about and then finally saw live, and it was definitely a thing to see. And then their singer apparently went batshit insane. Cancer Christ, Anthony something, appears in court over 2024 Yosemite National Park rampage. Hardcore punk musician Anthony of Cancer Christ continues to face a lengthy list of charges after a chaotic August 2024 rampage through Yosemite National Park. His ex-wife describes him as a devoted father who had no history of extreme behavior until heavy psychedelic use and escalating mania took hold earlier in 2024. Court records show he faces 10 felony charges, including kidnapping, robbery, vandalism, theft, assault with a deadly weapon. 4 additional counts that were reduced to misdemeanors. We don't care about that. What's with the kidnapping? What was that? New testimony from November 5th preliminary hearing detailed, hey, that dude's alleged acts across the area, including threatening a pregnant waitress, stealing THC beverages, you pussy, ransacking the Tenyaya Lodge clubhouse while half naked, nice, threatening workers with a knife while probably still half naked, and a high-speed chase that ended in a crash off Highway 41. Punk fucking rock. Does your, Slovakian Gigi Allen do anything like this? His mental health decline was documented weeks earlier in Bakersfield, where he was placed on a 72-hour psychiatric hold, later damaging a hospital room and assaulting staff. Despite these events, He was released without follow-up treatment and continued heavy psilocybin and THC use before the Yosemite incident. Back to the politics in my empire. Insane people are being locked the fuck up. If they are not going to take willingly psychotic drugs, they will be forced to be. I don't give a shit. I have full sympathy for people going through mental episodes. I had hard times before. I actually do take anti-anxiety meds, which I agree are largely overgiven to people. I'm one of the people that actually helps. So I understand people having psychotic episodes or hard times mentally. That does not mean you can do this shit. That does not mean that judges and people should be able to allow you to go scot-free with no checkup to either threaten pregnant women or stab women on subways in Charlotte. I hate that shit so much. It's like two things are true at the same time. Mental health does need to be treated better. That does not mean just allowing people to think whatever they want and do whatever they want, but to have more thoughts into what actually leads people to those points and what could help. And that we can't fucking coddle these psychotic motherfuckers and allow them to be like, oh, it'll probably be fine. I had a friend, an old friend, who was literally insane. Went through, schizophrenic episodes where he was posting Instagrams of him being insane, like writing on his wall, saying shit that did not make any sense. His family, as hard as they tried, could not get him help until one day he eventually finally said, okay, yeah, I want help. And it was a nightmare for months of him doing insane shit, almost getting arrested and killed a bunch of times. I don't think that should be allowed. I think you should be forced into a straitjacket, and you're gonna get insane, and if you don't, you can't be allowed outside. Sorry. Anyway, this podcast has gone all over the place. Where are we at? Japan headed Gigi Allen, Japanese punk rock, drove bulldozer through the concert hall. I saw that, actually. I looked that up. Yeah, there was some weird-ass punk Japanese band where during one of the shows the singer drove a fucking bulldozer through the venue. That is true. You can look that up. Yeah. I recently learned that water cremation exists. What the fuck? How does that work? I literally have no idea how that could even work. That sounds crazy. They liquefy like the guy from the first X-Men movie? That's creepy. God forbid a man has fun. I thought it was America. I'm sorry, I thought it was America. Anyway, yeah, he seems fucking crazy. Two forensic psychiatrists have since diagnosed him with bipolar disorder, complex trauma, cannabis use disorder. That's not a disorder, you just stop smoking weed. Hallucinogenic use disorder, also again, not a disorder, just stop doing it. What? Cannabis use disorder makes it sound like you're asleep, then you woke up and were smoking and you had no idea of it. Or like cannabis is growing out of some part of you. And you go, I don't want to get high, but it won't stop growing out of my arm. What a stupid term. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Hallucinogenic use disorder. Just stop buying shrooms. Agreeing that he was a maniac. That goes well with the cannabis use. Substance-induced state during the August events. His attorney plans to seek mental health diversion, which the district attorney intends to oppose. Metal Celebrity Fight Club with Cancer Christ Anthony versus Cokehead Kyle from Vitriol. Who do we think is going to win? You put 1 8-ball in the middle of the ring and 1 stick and see what happens. God. Do drugs responsibly, people. What the fuck is wrong with all of you? You're supposed to trip out and paint shit, not threaten pregnant people. Get abandoned at gas stations. You're making drug users look bad. What else? There's other things. Oh, let's do... Get into it. 1 second. Speaking of fun, cool metal stuff. Power Trip and Municipal Waste to headline 2026 edition of Decibel Magazine Metal and Beer Fest in Philly. West Philadelphia, born and raised. They also got Cryptopsy, Cro-Mags, Necrot. You just had a line. Thank you. Power Trip, Municipal Waste, A Lot of Beer, Kylesa, Cro-Mags, Cryptopsy, Necrot, Fulci. I think that says Haggis, but I'm not sure. And 2 others that I don't know. And then a lot of beer. A lot of beer. That will be a crazy time. There will probably be roadside checks outside of that concert. Power Trip are so good. Hell yeah. They are. Fuck, sorry about that. I'm old now. I'm an old man. It's getting close to my bedtime. No, not really. Let's talk about... We'll talk about this one. Speaking of fun drama that helped the channel out a lot, which is great, Jane's Addiction have released statements saying that they have come together one last time to resolve their differences. Translation: their lawyers wrote statements because they had to, saying that everything is fine. Let's go over this PR lawyer bullshit. Perry Farrell and his Jane's Addiction bandmates Dave Navarro, Eric Avery, and Stephen Perkins have resolved their differences over the singer's onstage altercation with Navarro that forced the cancellation of Jane's Addiction's reunion tour. It sounds like it was settled out of court. Jane's Addiction released the following statement via social media. We would like to clarify the events surrounding the cancellation of the tour after the show in Boston in September 2024. You know, just a year and 2 months later. We're just deciding to talk about it now. It's definitely not because we have to, because of our lawyers. After that show, without notice to Perry, we unilaterally determined it would be best to not continue the tour and made inaccurate statements about Perry's mental health, which we regret. Shut up, lawyer. What? Like, that's only there because of the terms they had to agree upon on the out-of-court settlement that they did. I'm assuming fucking Perry didn't pay the $10 million he was sued for, so they had to agree on something outside of court saying, we'll both release statements saying we were both kind of wrong, but both kind of just want to move on, and then that'll be done. They hate each other still. Make no mistake. Today we are here to announce that we have come together one last time to resolve our differences so that the legacy of Jane's Addiction will remain the work the 4 of us created together. By they came together, it's probably their lawyers. I'm sure they were not in the room together at all. We now look forward to the future as we embark on our separate musical and creative endeavors. Jane's Addiction will forever live in our hearts. We're proud of the music we created together. You, the fans, are our lifeblood, and we will always appreciate you. Thank you, Lawyer AI. And Perry's lawyer wrote the separate statement. To everyone in Boston and around the world, I'd like to address what happened on stage last year. I've reflected on it and know I didn't handle myself the way I should have. I apologize to our patrons and my bandmates for losing my temper and for disrupting the show. Jane's Addiction has been at the center of my life for decades. The band, the songs, the patrons, and the impact that we've had on music and culture mean more to me than any words I could ever possibly write down. Probably because you didn't even write these words down. My aim has always been to give our audience the best possible show. Something real, honest, and positive. In Boston, we fell short of that, and I'm truly sorry to everyone who was impacted. I mean, it worked out great for me. You don't have to apologize, dude. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued love and support. I am pressing X to doubt. I don't believe that Perry wrote that. I think either his lawyer or manager, PR assistant, I don't think he wrote that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I very much doubt it. Yeah, because this past summer they had filed a lawsuit against him. It was, where is it? Alleging the group lost over $10 million as a result of the tour cancellation. And there's been no statement that anyone paid any money, so this was definitely settled out of court. Isn't lawyer speak fun? Perry's too old and drunk to write anything. Yeah. A 6-year-old addict is not going to write that well. Lawsuit AI. Xander says, damn, Power Trip of Municipal Waste is almost enough of a draw for me to willingly visit Philly. Almost. Damn, that's a lot. That would be a good fucking show. And if you're a drinker, I think it's if you buy the special like drink ticket, you get basically free refills from all the vendors there. It's a beer festival thing with metal bands playing. Jane's Addiction should heed their own advice. Cash in now, honey. Basically came to an agreement about dividing the royalties and call it a day. I think that's what they did. That sounds basically like what they just did. But yeah, lawyer speak is fun. Learned that through the Cradle of Filth lawsuit. I don't want to pay though. Wah. Never liked Jane's Addiction. Me neither. Wasn't my style. Too much flamboyant heroin use for me. Couldn't really get into it. I like more fast, aggressive cocaine and speed field music. Anyway. Oh, shit. Completely different topic. That's not metal related at all, but some fans on here might like it. I just saw on YouTube. So I'm about to wrap up here, but I was just seeing if there's anything else I need to comment on. But if anyone watches Nerdrotic with Friday Night Tights, he has Zachary Levi on right now. That's pretty cool. I will check that out after I tell you guys to fuck off. No, I'm kidding. The other people from Cradle of Filth should just start their own band. That would be cool. I mean, in the lawsuit, there's 2 keyboard players, so that might be a little difficult, but it would be cool if, like, all of the actual people who wrote the music just went on a tour and did those old albums without Danny. He would be a very angry, tiny little man. That would be a very angry hobbit if that were to happen, but but yeah, damn, we were all over the place in this podcast today. We were talking about my future empire, metal, fucking cats, everything. Like I said, my next video will be the dumbest comments of the year. I'll have that up in the next couple of days. Maybe either just before or right after Christmas. That'll be my Christmas gift to you guys. Oh, I almost forgot. Holy shit. Don't tune out yet. I'm not rolling the intro. I've got a surprise that I almost completely fucking forgot about. It's an ad for Raid Shadow Legends. No, I'm kidding. I was never even approached by them, those fucking bastards. But, so, had been saying we were going to do it, and we finally did it. My band, Dark Insanity, recorded our new single a couple of days ago. Very fun experience. And if you all ask really nicely right now, I will let you hear the unmixed, unmastered, raw as fuck, just like Riley Reid version of the song. That was terrible. Oh, I have some caffeine left. Hang on. Alright. Why would I listen to Pantera when there's Scour? So much better. So yeah, even though the comments didn't respond at all yet, we're going to wrap up the podcast here with an exclusive listen of the unreleased, freshly recorded, not mixed or mastered yet, raw as fuck recording of the new Dark Insanity single coming out called Technological Terror. Don't tell anyone I let you hear this, it's a secret. And listen to the actual mixed and mastered one when it comes out. But I'll give y'all a sneak peek. Damn straight. Only thing that would make that song even better is a gun drum. Yeah, that is the new song. It will sound even better when it is fully mixed and mastered. We will do artwork. It'll be a full-on single release. But thought you guys would like hearing a little sample of what we've been working on in the background. Hope you all enjoyed that one. I think it's one of our bangers. I was very adamant about getting it released as a single, I'm not gonna lie. But, hot damn face melting. Thank you. When are you dropping your debut album? We don't know yet. We are still putting together enough songs to be able to do that. We have our debut EP out on Spotify called Rapid Psychosis. And then this single will be coming out probably in January. I mean, it won't take much more. But will keep working on the debut album. So I can't answer that yet, but it will definitely come at some point. We gotta do the Chinese democracy style. Does your cat dig metal? He is the most metal elitist ever to exist. He only listens to Burzum's first demo tape recorded on a bootleg and nothing else. He doesn't really seem to care about metal, to be honest. But yeah, so that is the new song that'll be coming out soon. And that pretty much wraps up everything I got to talk about on today's episode. I gotta go do birthday stuff, which means probably just play video games and hang out, not do that much, to be honest. But I earned it for staying alive, which is great. Wyatt, whatever you do, do not agree to open for Cradle of Filth to promote your debut album. Oh, no, man. So our first tour, we're going to be opening for Dogma, and then co-headlining will be Cradle of Filth and As Lay Dying. The tour is being put on by Diddy. It's going to be great. We're going to be very successful with very non-disturbed buttholes afterward. Yeah, go watch the Diddy doc if you haven't. That shit's crazy. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Awesome you guys are all here, despite it not being the normal time that I stream. Thank you for making my birthday and my year and my life so much better, honestly. Just having you guys supporting the channel, enjoying what I do, it means a lot. I very much appreciate it. Hope to meet you all in the coming year at festivals and shows and whatever the fuck we're doing. Got a lot going on, but what should we end with here? I'm not doing any nose. Shut up. If this was a couple of years ago, then probably, but not anymore. I'm a fucking adult. What do we go out with? I think... Fuck it, we'll just end with the normal one. Alright, take care everybody, and take it away.
Now, this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die.